Hi, Chef Dagan here in the Beef with What's for Dinner Culinary Center, funded by the Beef Checkoff. Today's recipe is beef pot pie. This one is really easy to put together. Takes about 3.5 hours to cook, but the prep is very minimal. I bought some stew meat at the store. This uses a dump and go method. So we're just gonna add all of our ingredients here, very similar to a beef stew. We're gonna mix it up. We're gonna put it in our Dutch oven and then bake it for about 3.5, 4 hours until the meat is really tender. And then we're gonna bake it into our pie crust here. We purchased this one at the store. We do have a recipe for pie crust on the website. You can check out if you wanna make your own pie crust. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, this recipe uses the dump and go method. If you want to take time to sear the meat and caramelize it really good to get the extra umami flavor, please go ahead. This is a big time saver for me. So we're just going to take our stew meat. We're going to add it in there. Okay, we have some salt, pepper. We got some Worcestershire, fresh bay leaves, chopped garlic. This is just some store-bought gravy mix. This is going to add some richness into the stew and thicken it up a little bit. So we're gonna mix that in. We have some tomato paste here. I got some water. Just mix all that together. And then we're gonna go ahead and add our vegetables. You can add whatever veggies you have available. This one has celery. I'm gonna leave these somewhat chunked up. We got some carrots. All right, you could add parsnips in this if you wanted to. Get all that going. So this shouldn't take a lot of time to get done. This is one of those recipes that reminds me of my dad. He always had a freezer full of pot pies. All right, and then we're just gonna add our potatoes. So this is a great crowd pleaser. I do this at home. I usually serve it with like a nice salad. That's all you need. Then we're gonna cut up our thyme. I got some fresh rosemary out of the garden. Just gonna kind of put them all in a pile and chop them up real fine. Could leave them whole if you wanted to. So we're just gonna kind of rough chop these. Throw these in there, and then we're gonna stir it all up. Throw it in our oven, and we'll see it in about 3.5, 4 hours. We've got everything mixed up here. And we're just gonna go ahead and pop that in the oven. And we'll see it in about 3.5, 4 hours. And when that's finished, we'll put it in the pie crust. All right, in about 3.5 hours, we're gonna check. Ooh, smells great. Oh, nice. Smells delicious. Our vegetables look cooked. Our meat is really tender. All right, we have our frozen peas here. I'm gonna add this to our mixture and we're gonna allow it just to cool a little bit while we get ready to make our pie. You know, you can put the peas in at the beginning. I just like to see them very green. So we added them in here now, and then the frozen peas actually helps cool the mixture a little bit too. Now we're gonna go ahead and roll out our pastry. All right, this is one that we purchased at the store. It's really convenient. It's really easy to use. And we're gonna go ahead and spray this lightly just to keep it from sticking. And then we'll put our base one in here. And if you gotta stretch it out a little bit, just to get that nice bottom area filled in nicely so we can throw in our beef mixture. All right, it's that easy. We're gonna go ahead and put our beef in there. Oh, look at that. So this consistency is kind of what we're looking for. We don't want it to be too thin or too thick because we're going to cook this for another 45 minutes, which will also help it thicken up. Look at that. I wish you could smell this. Smells beefy, aromatics, rosemary, thyme, onions, garlic. All right, we're just gonna unroll this, and I have my egg wash here ready. The egg wash is just gonna help it brown up a little bit, make the crust look beautiful. This fits on this baking dish perfectly, so we're just gonna kind of set it over there, and then we're gonna just do our kind of little classic crimp. I call it the finger crimping method here, just to give it a little bit of texture on the top. We're sealing up the pot pie here, and you can kind of get as fancy as you want on this. You know, you could put nice decorations on there. I keep mine pretty simple. Okay, we got our egg wash. We're gonna go ahead and egg wash this just really thin, just to help it brown and get that beautiful flaky crust that we're looking for. I like to use these scissors just to cut little slits. You can use a knife if you want to, but this just vents it out just a touch. You can go ahead and throw a little seasoning on here too if you want to. All right, our oven's still on 350, so we're just gonna go ahead and pop that in there. And really, all we're looking for is that pie crust to be fully cooked, nice and brown. All right. Our pie crust is nice and golden brown. Look at that, it's beautiful. It's ready to go. We're gonna go ahead and let this cool just for a few minutes, and then it'll be time to eat. Okay, this is slightly cooled. We're gonna go ahead and get a slice out of this thing. Really proud of this recipe we developed. It's a great addition to our beefit'swhat'sfordinner.com recipe portfolio. To me, this recipe reminds me a lot of my childhood. I mean, my dad loved beef pot pie and ate it quite often. But there we go, we got a nice little slice. We're gonna get just a little bit more in there. You see, I love the consistency of this. The beef looks terrific. You know, this recipe is meant to be pretty rustic. I don't think you're gonna have to worry about leftovers. I like to just eat this with just a nice little salad. Okay, so we're gonna add a little bit of salad onto our plate. I got a beautiful house dressing here that we made. And there you have it. I mean, beef pot pie with a nice little salad. Everybody's gonna enjoy it. It's great lunch, brunch, dinner, whenever you want. Another great recipe from beefit'swhat'sfordinner.com. As always, please like and subscribe, ring that bell. And if you make this recipe, we'd love to hear comments how it came out. If you added a little twist, let's hear about it. We'll catch you in the next one.